Reddit tree is back with top 4 paranormal activities of the day. Comment down if you had such experiences, subscribe to never miss an upload. Here we go. First event. She was left to die. I don't know where to begin with this, but even just thinking about it and typing this is scaring the living fuck out of me and making me shiver and shake. I live in the UK and come from a town that was first settled by Romans. For context, very historical area. When I was a child I lived in a house built in the early 1800s, whole street was built to house the fishermen of the time. Before that I understand it was farmland. It was from 4 years of age I would start getting these dreams of someone in a wheelchair, deformed and tormenting me, was a nightly occurrence and made me cry and shriek for my brother. It soon ended after a couple of years. However, this is when I started to see things whilst I was awake, and one of them really did make me freeze every time without fail. It started where I was lying in my bottom bunk bed and I would turn over and look and see on the other side of the room, 2 cat heads fighting to get past each other near the bookshelf. This happened often and I just shrugged it off eventually. But one night, I'll never forget the first time. I saw a lady lying on my bedroom floor right near that same bookshelf. Absolutely motionless. No movement, nothing. I was too scared to move the first few times I encountered her. I eventually plucked the courage to stand up and properly look. She looked weathered, wearing a drab and beaten looking dress robe and hair wild and untamed. I could make out much of the face but it looked just empty. I would turn on the light and she would be gone. The moment I turned it back off I would see her there again lying in front of the bookshelf. The most frightening night was when I awoke to see her lying there in the usual spot, accompanied by some unnatural noises and a fatigued breathing sound I will never forget. It was as if she was trying to breathe with liquid iron in her lungs. I never screamed so hard and cried at the same time in my life. My mother said I was being ridiculous the entire time, but my brother saw the sincerity in my eyes. So fast forward when I'm older and we're moving house, my mum got a local surveyor in to get the property done. Anyway, he came up to my room whilst I was boxing up and we started chatting. I then joked about how I would see that lady and sometimes the cats near the bookshelf. He then joked, "Oh, you do realize there's a fireplace built in the wall where your bookcase is, right?" I said okay, and he looked at me a bit dumbfounded for a bit and changed the subject. I then asked why did he mention the fireplace, and he stopped. He told me not to be alarmed and not to take it to heart, and even said he doesn't believe in ghosts or anything. But continued that in the late 1800s someone in one of the houses on the street had locked up a relative. I'm very vague on this part because I can't quite remember the conversation due to the sheer fright and fear going through me at the time, in their room, and left them to starve after they went mad. Allegedly the woman lit the fire and died from smoke inhalation. Apparently someone in a wheelchair had died in the house prior to us moving in as well. I have no clue if any of that was true. I could only find a few references in local papers from archives about obituaries in the area, but nothing about causes of death, etc. But it's just always been in my head, and coming on this thread really brought it back up. Second event. No arms or legs. When I was about 9 years old I lived in a 1930s built apartment/flat. I had lived there since I was a baby with my mom, dad, and disabled little brother. My bedroom in the house was down a long corridor that had no windows, so was always dark. As a child I was always very scared of being alone in that corridor and would run the length as quickly as possible to get to the front room and what I felt was safety. Around the age of 9 I was getting a lot of pushing from my parents to go to bed on my own, as until this point my dad would lay with me till I fell asleep, then leave. About the time I started to go to sleep on my own I started to have reoccurring dreams about waking up in the night with an old man with no arms and legs hovering above the bottom of my bed. I didn't tell anyone and instead would creep into the kitchen with my blanket and pillow and sleep there till morning. I did this to avoid the old man. Every morning my parents would find me and tell me off for sleeping in the kitchen, but I refused to speak to anyone about my reasons. I continued to experience the same nightly encounter with the old man with no arms or legs. Over time I started to make out more and more about him and his features. The man was in his 60s, he looked round and plump, his bald head had age spots and moles on it. The man never talked but always looked at me without blinking. After multiple encounters I could see that the man's arms and legs were stumps, rounded and the end as if they had been taken from him a long time ago. One of the strangest things about the whole experience was the fusty damp smell I would get in my nose when he appeared. A year and a bit of almost nightly encounters would start to gradually over time become once a week and then once a month until it was once every so often with no frequency. I turned 13 on the day we moved house and never had that experience again, but sometimes recalled it. Over time the memory faded until years later, and me being 26 and my daughter now 2, I went to my mum's house as I do every Sunday. I got to talking about sleepless nights with my daughter, and my mum recalled the memories of me sleeping the kitchen floor. I explained that I was having dreams about the old man with no arms and legs. My mum's face dropped as I recalled my experiences with the old man. I first thought this look was due to finally understanding her son's childhood distress, but I was wrong, so very wrong. My mum explained that the previous tenant was in fact an old man who had his arms and legs taken due to infections from diabetes. My mum had lived her whole life in that area and seen this man lots of times. From my description, my mum said that I had described him perfectly. I was horrified, but my mum continued and said that sometimes in night she would wake up to a fusty old smell that she only could smell at night and would be gone in the morning. My mum put the smell down at the time to drains and other explainable things. My mum also explained how she would come in my room in morning to find things moved around, but put this down to restless sleeping child playing with toys. I never played with toys at night. I pulled the cover above my head, made a breath hole and waited scared, tired, and alone for that old man to come. Hey there you, yes you, please help me get 50 subscribers, subscribe now to get updated every day. Third event. A very short and haunted hike. I grew up in rural Oregon, with around 70 acres of wooded private property as my personal playground. By the time I was 16, I had spent countless hours exploring every square foot I could, and had never experienced anything any more unpleasant than poison oak and more than a few blackberry scratches. Oddly, there was one small portion of the property I had never explored. I couldn't tell you why I had never gone to this one little corner, I just never did. It was like an unconscious choice to just never go there. There was even an old trail/road leading back to it. One afternoon, I got the itch to turn left and follow that trail. The day was bright and warm. Nothing was sketchy or untoward. However, within about 50 feet of the trailhead, I felt an overwhelming need to stop in my tracks. It was like stepping on a giant sticky mousetrap. My feet simply wouldn't carry me any further forward. As I stood there, every hair on my body stood on end and I felt absolutely sick to my stomach with dread. I spun in place, looking every direction for whatever danger my whole body was telling me was there. The spot where I stood was a bit of a clearing in the trees. I had 20 or so feet of total visibility in all directions, and further in some. There was nothing. Not a bird or bug. I've never felt such utter terror and desire to go full knees to chest for the hills. I made my way back to the trailhead as fast as I could backpedal, and the second my feet left the trail, it all faded. Hairs back down, stomach settled, and zero sense of unease. It was like stepping out of a room and closing the door. For years I wondered what kind of presence I had encountered. Many naysayers tried to tell me it was probably a cougar and it was just my sixth sense picking up on it. I wasn't buying it. Then, in talking with my parents one day, who used to wander that property when they were dating, a few decades ago, I found out they had come across the remnants of an old homestead there. It had deteriorated to the point where there was nothing left but the outline of the foundation and some old medicine bottles. I had a light bulb moment. Seems that maybe one of the homesteaders was still there, and I was definitely trespassing. I've had short-lived moments of temptation where I thought about going back there and seeing if I could replicate the experience. In all honesty, though, whatever was there was way too dark for me to ever want to encounter it again. It definitely seems best left alone. Last but not the least, scary event. My food keeps going missing and I need help identifying what I'm dealing with. For the last couple of months my partner and I have had food go missing from our fridge with no good explicable reason. Not every time we had leftovers, but a lot of the time if we didn't finish our meal and left it in the fridge it would just vanish with neither of us having eaten it. We both kind of chalked it up to maybe someone eating and forgetting, but now it's gotten to larger items such as an entire Fazoli's fettuccine. This isn't the only strange goings on with food we've had either. About a month ago we started getting random DoorDash deliveries to our address that neither of us have ordered. We even check our histories in case of a pocket order. Now sure, maybe once or twice is a mistake, but you don't send food to an address that isn't yours with a large, and I mean 6 McChickens large, order 4 times. The most recent occurrence happened 2 days ago when we received a large baked spaghetti, something we were literally about to prepare when the doorbell rang, and fettuccine. The next morning half of the breadsticks we left for the next day disappeared, and today the rest of the fettuccine disappeared. I really don't think it's a case of breaking and entering, as we're careful of making sure everything is secure and locked and literally nothing else is ever missing, Just the food. Does anyone here know what kind of spirit or creature that we may be dealing with? We have always appreciated the free food, but the whole situation is getting very unsettling. A small detail that is probably more coincidence than evidence is the order is always for a Sam W. Who neither of us know of one, but I always seem to recall watching Supernatural the days we get the food. One of the protagonists is named Sam Winchester.